it's definitely Janora, Woody's route up, and Malibu. Jorston, I'm not quite familiar with that name.
Oh, hello.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Tespa Training Grounds Arena. We're in the round of 8 now in the upper bracket. Once again, I'm Jamerson, and now we are joined. It's been a long time coming. I've missed you, but we've got Seamus Seamoose Anderson on deck, ladies and gentlemen. Seamoose, how are you doing?
I am doing great, James. It's good to be back to casting a little bit. Of course, the Tespa Training Grounds. I mean, Tespa is kind of where I got my start in collegiate esports. And James, you and I have casted together, not in quite a while, but we've casted for quite a while together. So it's good to be back.
Oh yeah, remember the early days when we were doing the KT Giga Legends?
Oh my
like
goodness,
3 in the morning.
Dude.
Oh, the early Korean days where we got to first lay our eyes on Eska and Ryu Jae-hyung along with Miro.
Do you remember? No one's gonna remember this. Oh yeah, Hoxha is good. Do you remember the 4-man diva boot that he had, that Miro had?
On
like, on Lijiang Garden.
Lijiang, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Boy. Good times.
People didn't understand how good the Koreans were. We try to tell them. We try to warn them.
Yeah, we try to warn them.
The other thing is, though, you got to keep an eye out for these collegiate players. Because we are here in the Tespa Training Grounds, and some of them have been turning heads, right? Kayun, now on EG. We saw him playing for Pomona, but he's since taken a step back to play professionally. iShiny from UW, now on CLG. Who else? We had Proteges, I believe.
Trevorius, I think, right? He's playing on... I forgot the team name.
It starts with an E, I think.
Yeah, let's look it up. Because we have the internet. But yeah, basically, like, to that point, there's so many players that are playing at the collegiate level that are also making it very far, like, and are on top tier teams. He plays for Virtue, and he used to play for Rocket Esports as well. So, like,
Envision?
not only...
not Envision.
No. He's playing on Virtue right now.
Virtue, okay. Alright, so...
Anyway, let's talk about the match. Because we're actually in here.
Yeah, it is going to be the UT Lowlives facing off against UCSD. So SD starting off on the offensive end. We do have the dive composition already coming out. That Korean 222 dive style. It's going to be Schooled. That starts it off taking out Henry. But again, Lair answering right on back, taking out Woody's router. That's the Lucio player. So a lot of sustain gone now in the defense.
Oh my goodness, Funana kited back so well. A little bit of a disorganized dive from both sides. They just went in, leaving their squishies, DPSs, and their support so vulnerable. But Funana had a really good kite around that trash bin and manages to stay alive. And so the defense actually got a really nice hold.
Yep, Toronto on the defense here. Remember, these guys were the second place winners of Tespa Collegiate Series fall winter season. Now do have School. He swapped off on to McCree here to try and deal with the dive just a little bit, but it's not quite enough as Layers already found a kill. A 2-man pulse bomb comes out. That's a triple kill for him, and now they're pushing forward, cleaning up the rest of UCSD.
Absolutely beautiful. Layer goes in, gets the first frag onto Malibu, and then gets a 2-man pulse bomb while the offense was trying to kite back. UCSD now another unsuccessful offense, excuse me. And it's interesting too because UCSD was one of the highest seeded teams in the TCS first season, and they actually did make it to the finals, and they're struggling a little bit here on this first offensive round.
Oh, Malibu try to get on top of Henry, who was over by Gatorade. It's going to be a 2-for-nothing trade so far, but there we go. Finally, Lair going on down. He's been such a pesky tracer. Dragon Blade comes up for Malibu, though, and he's on top of it. He's got the dash reset after he gets the kill on some Ren and Thera, but it's going to be School that picks up Henry. Gives him one more dash, but he's not able to get on top of Funana, as Bleakle is going to be able to clean up that Lucio. Primal Rage comes out along with a sound barrier. That's going to be able to keep the defense alive for now, but they haven't dealt with Malibu, who is finally starting to retreat here.
Funana got that sound barrier up right before he died, which was perfect for the defense because they all got their HP back, that 500 shield as he flew quickly, and they fragged out afterwards. That being said, though, 2 kills over, actually 1 kill on the Diva mech as well, removed, so the offense might be able to regroup here with the closer spawn to make the play happen, but they have to do it fast.
Yeah, they got 1 minute, 25 seconds left on the clock. They're gonna have their Earth Shatter soon. Nano, along with the sound barrier already on the deck.
Oh man, Malibu Tried to make a play up there, but he was all alone, got 2v1'd, and now it's a 6v5. A hook lands onto Winston, but Winston might jump out. Nope, 5v5 now. Sales gets the kill.
Yeah, we have the self-destruct coming on out just to buy time for the defense right now. Roll 5 pushing forward by himself. He doesn't have the rest of his team behind him. Earthshatter just comes out onto the Diva though. He goes to go for that charge, but here's the tactical visor coming out from. He did get stunned for a second. That's gonna be Melee Book with the cleanup, and with that, he might have just done it. UCSD, they've got 3 members on the point right now. The rest of them pushing forward to try and catch out anyone trying to get into the point. Now, the Winston was able to jump in. Mr. Bleeple keeping this alive. One tick on the board so far, but 2 kills going on down. Lair trying his hand at trying to keep this point alive. The recall is going to be committed, but still, we'll be able to clean him up.
And Melee got his Genji Dragon Blade so quickly there, and then roll 5, rolling 20 with a critical Earthshatter that opened up the fight for the offense. UCSD now.
Sorry, I've been waiting for that. Really, like,
the word play.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to give props to School too because he has been doing really well for UCSD, and they finally opened up the point. That being said, though, James, it did take a little bit of time, but they're gonna have a lot of ultimates to work with here, and critically, they have the high ground. You see Malibu contesting the Diva and Winston. School is getting up on this elevator, so McCree. Oh no, he drops down. Who is he flanking Renanthera?
Comes on out. Funana actually putting it to good use there, taking out Malibu. The right clicks actually do a decent amount of damage.
Oh my goodness.
And now they're going to force them back into Cafe here. The Ana getting caught out of position. Funana with the double kill. The Boostio paying off for now.
Funana, you are ridiculous. That obviously was not an intentional boost, but like you said, he's putting it to good use. Now gets stunned up though, and the offense should be able to win this team fight. That was another massive Earthshatter.
Yup. It's just going to be Mr. Bleeple and Henry surviving that last fray. They're going to back off for now, but still, with that defense, they were holding them over by the gate. So now a minute 40 seconds left, minute 30 to try and get it another 30-40 meters.
Gotta give props. They fought very early, so they're still gonna have a couple of fights on the second phase of Hollywood. They jumped in from Bleeple, trying to kill the Ana there, but it's not successful.
They do have the tactical visor along with that self-destruct so far. There's no Diva really to try and counteract that, but Malibu gets the first kill onto Bleeple, and so now things looking good for the SD offense. School just consistently landing these shots from the high ground right now. No one there at all to try and contest him. Payload slowly making his way forward, but Lil Big Hobo is there with the Diva to try and contest for as long as he can, but hammer meets face, Big Hobo will go down.
Hammer meets face. That's a matchup that's generally Hammer favored, if I'm not mistaken. The engage there, I mean, with his dive comp when you don't have a Reinhardt, I think you might see the defense actually try to trickle in here, and they might be able to contest this. They have a couple ultimates, including the Honest Soldier combo. Oh,
there's the Earthshatter. Doesn't quite connect, but it doesn't matter. Nano boost onto roll 5. That hammer really putting out a lot of damage so far, but Lair getting jumped on in the back line. He's dropped real low, and he had that grab already. It's gonna be Malibu coming in with it, as it's just down to Lil Big Hobo and Mr. Bleeple trying to keep this alive for now. The man advantage still in favor of SD until Bleeple gets the kill onto roll 5.
Oh my goodness, the defense here, not only have they stalled, but they might actually be able to win this because they keep coming back. A Graviton on School. School will go down, does not get his ultimate off. Style is caught up there against the Bales of Hay and is very squishy as he is a massive target, but the offense might be able to win this. It's a 3 versus 2 on point. I don't know, James, it's really close.
It's really close, and the thing is, the respawn distances just really favor the Toronto Lowlives at this point. Yeah. So yeah, they're able to get onto the point over and over again and just stall it out. It's been an overtime for quite some time now, which we haven't mentioned yet, but we've got the Primal Rage coming out for Mr. Bleeple. Sound Barrier comes in, so keep them alive for now, but the Graviton Surge, that's what they were looking for, catches out the rest of the defenders there. That should be it.
So to describe how long that team fight took, Malibu literally got 2 Gravitons on that one point for the entire duration of the fight. I was going to compliment, and I still will, the defense's ability to bait out those ultimates. Yes, the offense got the point and to get that time and to get that distance, but so many resources were used by the offense. That being said though, James, they don't even need these ultimates to get these frags and continue pushing the payload right now.
Yeah, and you can see these players have really been looking towards like the pro scene to gain some inspiration in how to play, right? We saw right there UCSD pushing up all the way forward towards spawn to pick out any more stragglers there. They're just being very offensive right now. The payload already making the bend there, and it's on its final stretch.
The Reinhardt engaged, the boost onto the Zarya. She's going to be able to do some damage, get some ult charge, but she gets slipped. Excellent play there. Now UCSD engaging with the sound barrier.
Can't do damage when you're sleeping. Roll 5 just swinging with that hammer hook comes out. Still will be able to clean up Henry. And this Roadhog has been putting in so much work so far. Now is the Roadhog battles. Layer going on down. Payload.
Jamerson, they swapped the Bastion now. This is actually so smart. On this last point, School is going to have so much distance. They might actually be able to push this all the way.
Still does have to deal with the defense matrix, but here comes the whole hog trying to push everyone off the payload right now. And once Schooled on that Bastion, just getting 3 damage off so far from long range. Lair trying his best to kite behind the box, but might not be enough. Little Big Hobo, once that Diva mech goes down, they are in big trouble.
Yeah, and it just has. School is still completely uncontested. There's nothing the defense can do here. And that Graviton should be enough to seal it up. There we go. Offense completed. It took a while, but UCSD, they capped the point.
Yeah, they struggled there initially on point A, and then on just try to get that first checkpoint once we got into the Westworld portion of Hollywood here. But once they got into the studio, they made up for lost time and were able to complete it out. No, the most important key factor here, though, is that they had to do it in overtime. So if the UT Lowlives can push this with a minute and plus with some change, they're not gonna, give SD that opportunity to attack point A.
Yep. That being said, though, if UCSD is able to hold and UT Lowlives only cap with less than a minute, then we go into the time bank situation where both teams get a chance at the offense, and UT will get that change back. So it's a pretty interesting system. That being said, though, Jamerson, just getting the map all the way actually can be pretty difficult on Hollywood. So I'm interested to see what exactly the University of Toronto brings out here. This is a team with, both teams are have a really storied history, and both teams I know have players who look up and analyze pro matches, so we might see some really interesting strats.
Yeah, on the defense for UCSD, School, he's going to be picking up the Zarya. It looks like we got the triple tank composition coming out. Roll 5, once again on Reinhardt. Still, with that Roadhog, which he was putting in massive work, consistently finding Lil Big Hobo on the Diva, making sure that defense matrix wasn't up, able to get off the damage, and Jorsten and Woody's roundup just doing a really good job of staying alive.
So let's see now what the defense pulls out. It looks like they're going to be, the offense pulls out, the blue team. They are going to be running a tank composition as well, so you have the Diva that can potentially boop someone off. They're holding Cafe, but interestingly enough, a Zarya for the defense, meaning they could actually shred and take down the Diva mech quite quickly. It's a really interesting mind game of trying to use Matrix versus trying to get the hook and trying to laser beam the Diva down. We'll have to see. So the offense now going on Gatorade, as you called it, that orange section where a lot of offenses will try and just poke out the enemy team. And now, Jamerson, it's a shield war.
It is a shield war. We haven't seen these in a really long time. Bleeple goes for the charge, but he... It's gonna be Roll 5 going for a charge of his own. Bleeple did get a kill onto Syl, but right now it's a 2-for-2 exchange. And then Thera getting a great sleep dart onto Roll 5. Now he's gonna have to get that peel though, as Roll 5 is woken up, and oh no, no one was there to keep him alive. Roll 5 coming back on in, gets the charge onto the Diva mech, will force him out. Now the defense just gonna be able to establish here and force them back.
Jamerson, as the kids say nowadays, stay woke. Roll 5, he was slept for 5 seconds, but he gets up, smacks running there out of the way, and the defense is able to successfully hold for UCSD. On this first point, that is. Jorsten now with his ultimate, they have that Nano Soldier combo. Hook lands for the defense. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the defense matrix timing not quite good, but that Earth Shatter was huge, sending about 3 members onto their back, and somehow Bleeple was able to survive with a sliver of health. And already it's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange. And now they're pushing forward. Self-destruct, getting committed by Lil Big Hobo here. Not going to find out anything as Syl is stuck out here inside the small cafe. He's going to go down as the biotic nade came in, was able to heal up anything. And like that, with that, it's going to be University of Toronto capturing point A.
Henry, while trying to confirm the point, gets hit by that fire strike there. However, off of a fantastic Earth Shatter and a follow-up, looks like the Lowlives will be able to get the point. Little Big Hobo knocks off the Zarya, so they can't get up on that elevator, and that's actually a really, really small but effective plan. A hook onto School, he's in trouble.
Yeah, we've got the whole hog coming on out, the entire of UofT pushing forward, but Earth Shatter into the Graviton Surge, and that's already 2 kills going over in favor of San Diego. Now they're just cleaning house.
Beautiful combination. Sometimes all it takes is 2 heroes with 2 great ultimates, and that is exactly what we saw. Little Big Hobo now has been slept. He's gonna get stalled forever. Nope. Still just says, get down. Takes her out, and that's a couple of seconds added. Now a couple of seconds that UCSD has to burn, while the Lowlives are pushing forward without their diva at the moment.
Yep, but charges come on out. Both Reinhardts meet. They're gonna go down. Sound Barrier comes out just a little late to save Mr. Bleeple though, but that's gonna be a huge shield for them as they try to continue to push forward. Right now, it's roll 5. Who's still alive with that Reinhardt. Oh, Renethera got hooked, but it was broken there, and he will go down once again to roll 5. Just swinging that hammer off.
I would like to see the Lowlives kind of recoup right now. They haven't had a really good reset after they've gotten point 2. And look at this, so well done by UCSD's defense. They're pushing all the way, and they know when to back up as well. So they're playing aggressively, but they're not playing stupid aggression. And this is
definitely not overextending.
Right, exactly. And it's something that you see, it takes a lot of finesse, and it's very impressive to see from this team, especially at a collegiate level.
Now they have someone to be able to channel the high ground, but unfortunately they weren't able to get the self-destruct Earth Shatter combo off. Bleeple goes in for Still immediately puts a stop to it. Tactical Visor gonna go ahead and fizzle as Little Big Hobo did eat that all up, and now it doesn't matter. School coming in with a huge Graviton Surge.
Yeah.
That's all of the UT Lowlives going down.
Skill, but it's not really going to matter. Another sleep, another delay. So there were 2 options there that the offense could have gone for. They could have gone for the Nano Soldier play, but they didn't have a great position, so they tried to go for the classic Diva Shatter play. But honestly, just wasn't really position coordinated well, and as a result, the defense was able to back away. The Earth Shatter didn't connect the self-destruction and get a single hero, and now honestly, the defense has a really good economy going on. They have a couple of different ultimates to work with. If they win this fight, they're going to have more ultimates in the next one. So it looks like the Lowlives, they want to change up their strat here. They're going up on this elevator, putting Henry and Renethera up there, and maybe going for that Nano Visor.
Yeah, Lair is also swapped off onto Zarya now, so they've got the second lifeline for anyone that that gets hooked in, and still has been lending them. Tactical Visor comes out with the Nano Boost.
Oh, no.
Though, but the barrier is there to keep it alive, but oh, nice sweet shot coming out, but still there to clean him up. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade, but now finally the offense finding their footing here. Defense Matrix will be able to keep Lair alive. Sound Barrier along with the Earth Shatter going to get used here, and they're just completely cleaning up the rest of UCSD.
What a fantastic hook there from Sil to start off the fight, sort of negating the combo from Soldier. He didn't get the instant kill because of the damage reduction, but still, the defense, they lose that fight, but they make the offense spend so many resources that they're in a great position this next fight. So, very impressively done by UCSD. We'll see if they can end this fight here, because if they do, they'll be in a great position to win the match.
Oh, Sil misses his hook onto Little Big Hobo, so it's going to be a little... Malibu and Jorson to go for that Nano Visor once again, and they're just holding on to it for now. Graviton Surge comes out, connects onto 2. And there we go, Mr. Bleeple with the charge, cleans up Sil. Self-destruct comes out from Little Big Hobo. Is it going to be enough? Earth Shatter comes out, connects onto 2, but it's just schooled here in a 4v1. He will go down. And with that, that's going to be the University of Toronto capturing the next checkpoint, pushing forward onto the studio now.
I'm going to be looking for these early spawn camps. The defense has 2 heroes, actually 3 heroes that spawned up close, so they're going to be picked off here. And I mentioned that the University of Toronto used a lot of ultimates to get that point, or to win that earlier fight, but you know what ultimate they didn't use, Jamerson? Graviton Surge. A 2-man grab set up the play, and they get the checkpoint, and now, honestly, they're in position with the better economy. Maybe not better, but like they're both really, really strong, so it's kind of a toss-up to see who's going to win what. You see the soldiers contesting each other, Henry versus Malibu, and Little Big Hobo going to defend that. People taking a lot of damage.
Alright, Payload has already made its bend. Earthshatter came out, but Fleeple, sorry, did not quite connect. He did with the charge, but still, once again, come up the victor in that battle. It's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange. The offense starting to make the retreat right now, backing away with that defense matrix, but the hook, Funana will survive. Thankfully for that defense matrix, which was really about to just expire right then and there.
Let's see now. That engage didn't really work out for University of Toronto. Mr. Bleeple's Earthshatter was blocked. Well done by Roll 5. He's had some very impressive plays, both aggressively and when defending. And now UofT, are they going around this top side again? Oh, it looks like they are. No, they're going lower left.
Oh, huge Graviton Surge comes on out, but the damage isn't quite there. Sound barrier is going to be committed by UCSD. Excuse me, by University of Toronto. That's going to be a 2-for-1
big shatter.
But Earthshatter onto Renather and Funana.
Oh man, this could be huge. Still trying to do what he can to block off. The Mei is going to be taken down, and now the offense has a great push. That's the Earthshatter onto Lucio. Can they get the kill? No, the Zarya bubble protects him, and there are multiple members of the offense here, but the defense is trickling in.
They're trickling in. Woody route up, trying to keep this alive for now. Charge comes out from Roll 5, doesn't quite connect. Uses a Graviton Surge, lands on some 4-5 members, but Lair, he swapped off onto Widowmaker, gets the kill onto Skull. But the second, he's going off with the third onto Woody's route up.
And this is so similar to what the UCSD did on their offense when they were running a Bastion, but now it's the Widowmaker instead. Lair completely uncontested, landing so many shots, and this could be the cap, Jamerson.
Yeah, Henry, he had that tactical visor cleaned up. Malibu,
oh my god,
neck and all, but a huge Earthshatter comes on out. It's going to be a 5. Is able to clean Henry as the charge comes on now. Take the Reinhardt out of the equation. Now actually brings him on over to Lair. But there's the self-destruct coming up from Little Big Hobo, zoning everyone out. Dorset is able to get on there, but it's both supports just trying to stall this out for as long as possible. Malibu, though, gets the kill onto Renather, and now this might just be it. Another Earthshatter for Mr. Bleeple. That's going to allow them to clean up the Lucio. Now he's on top of Dorset, so there's no sustain left for the offense.
The amount of massive Earthshatters and Graviton Surges we've seen this game has been insane, and the offense is still trying to push this payload. Finally, Roll 5 is taken down, and they'll cap with Jamerson. They capped in overtime, which means we're going to be doing both offenses one more time.
Yeah, well, like with the time that they had once they got into the studio portion, it was inevitable that it was going to go into overtime, but yeah, really eating into the time bank of UCSD there, or excuse me, of University of Toronto. They were able to just stall out for so long. UCSD were, and so now it looks like actually which side starts off? It's going to be blue, so Toronto are going to be starting off on the defense once again.
Yep, it just resets to normal positions. And this isn't something that's tracked, but I'm really curious to see who spent more time in overtime. Because I wonder if that has any influence. I doubt it does. But, yeah, man, just both teams captured, not in similar fashions, but they had similar storylines and ended up having the same result. Both teams capping in overtime. Initially, the offense looking kind of weaker. But look at this. The defense actually going for the strat.
Torissa.
Yeah, like, I think Tempestorm was one of the first teams to do it in North America, is this Torbjorn, or at least, like, publicly, Torbjorn, Orisa in the corner, and it's very hard to deal with, and it's a cheese strat, too, with 1 minute remaining, could be super effective.
Yeah, luckily, they're not running the dive composition into it, which they do heavily struggle up against this this cheese strat. But already the Torb has been revealed, and they're gonna have, you know, the shields along with the defense matrix to try and mitigate some of the damage. But it's gonna come down to still just getting this initial pick off.
I kind of would like to see them go around Trash, and Malibu is gonna be able to get the turret, but they are going up to the high ground like they did before.
Now, this is where Torbjorn becomes a little bit of a liability. He's not going to be able to get this tier 2 turret up easily. He does, but it immediately goes on down. And so even if he gets a Molten Core, it's going to be...
Yeah, this is going to be really difficult. The offense is pushing onto the point as Toronto is losing HP quickly. Bleeple needs to be healed, but there comes Schooled on the back line. First kill over to UCSD. That's the turret going down, and Jamerson, they might just be able to wipe this.
Yeah, they're just getting cornered out. Funana trying his best to keep his team topped off. Lair does finally answer back with the kill onto Sil here, but they're still on the point. That's the Molten Core that was used, and Lair finds a second kill to that Lucio, but does not matter. as they are getting cleaned up. Renanthera was actually able to get the flank, but the Nano Visor comes out from Malibu. They'll be able to clean up the rest.
That's that feeling when he wanted to kill a soldier, but he gets nano boosted at the end there. That's like when someone uses an AoE just on you, and you're like, come on, man, that wasn't even worth it. But
the solo barrage.
Yeah, it's like, why, man? Like, you could have used it more than just that. Why would you use it for that reason? That being said, though, it worked out. They saved their soldier, and now they have the sound barrier going into the next fight, which is a really important resource. We didn't even really discuss too much Funana's Mercy, but he has his Resurrect available, so they could potentially have 2 fights on the point if they set it up. And we are in OT, so if they just boot them off the point, this round is over.
Yeah, but Lair did just swap off onto that Roadhog, so he's not going to even have the whole hog at use. But take a look at this flank coming out from the side of University of Toronto, answered with that self-destruct. It connects onto Renanthera, and now the whole hog coming out from So. We've got the tactical advisor being committed by Malibu here. Not going to quite spot out anything, but we do have a huge 3-man resurrection coming out from U of Toronto. But right now, this payload just uncontested, made it so far. Earthshatter comes out. There's the sound barrier coming out from UCSD, and they're fighting on back, but another counter Earthshatter. It's gonna be the Lucio going down first by Henry's hands. Now, Little Big Hobo will be able to get back into his mech. He's got another self-destruct, but still this payload is continuing to push.
Yeah, somehow the roles or the sides have reversed, but the offense is slowly being whittled down. School is coming back on Tracer. Roll 5 has been boosted up, but he can't be healed, so he will go down. Henry really low. School picks up that frag, but now it's one Tracer against the world, and after a very crazy fight, the round is over. Still, you gotta be impressed with only 1 minute left. That was actually a very significant push by UCSD.
Yeah, they almost got it to the second Earth. The first checkpoint there, and it was really off the back of the Diva. It was just such great.
Yeah.
Did you actually see where it landed?
Yes, that was. I wanted to bring it up, but the fight was so long. Like, guys, that could not have been a more perfect Diva ultimate if he tried. Like, it landed right on top of the basically the wall, and as a result, it had like a 360-degree arc where it just blew everything up. And it only got 1 kill, but you only need the 1 kill. That was. And it also really just
they were going for that flank on the side of University of Toronto, but it just put a stop to it. Absolutely, just then and there. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was an interesting decision to flank in the first place by University of Toronto. I understand the reasoning, and they actually got a really good 3-man resurrect off, but considering all the sort of area denial ultimates and abilities that UCSD had, for example, the Diva self-destruct, it obviously didn't work out, you know?
Yeah, and it was just a series of like mistimings really that allowed UCSD to get that payload forward, and then from there the regroup, because of the distance that they had to try and cover, run back through the back alley to try to get back onto the payload, allowed UCSD to just get so much coverage on there. Now they are pushing forward. We've got the Pharmacy coming out on the side of the Lowlives.
Now Pharmacy up against a soldier Ana, but no Diva from the defense. So this actually could work very well. We'll take a look at how much damage Lair can do with those rockets. Style gets the first frag onto Henry though, so it's a 5v6 in favor of the defense. Oh, and another hook. Style, you are a monster. Doesn't actually get the kill, but didn't really need to. As far as still hasn't been super effective so far.
Oh boy, Renanthera caught out up top, still going for that hook. Actually connects onto Funana. And it's actually roll 5.
This guy
knocks him down.
He starts the fight, the round, instantly killing a Tracer, and then hooks both aerial heroes. Style, you're so good.
Style's been styling, to say the least, on this Roadhog.
Malibu booped off, needs to get behind the shield. Does so, Tracer going in. Oh, Henry taking low, forced to recall. This is going to be close, and this is the last fight for the offense. They have to win this or it's over.
Oh, Lair, though, able to answer back, but the 2-for-1 trade as Roll 5 will be able to get the kill onto Henry, but Style once again a hook onto Ren, but does get defense matrix up. There's an Earthshatter, takes out a Little Big Hobo, and he's dropped down out of his mech now. Lair trying his best. He's got that barrage at the ready, only gets the 1 kill, but that's not going to be enough. As UCSD to take the first map off of Toronto.
I have not heard of Style before today, but I'm never going to forget him because his freaking... like, his Roadhog play is amazing. The amount of hooks he landed, like, I didn't see him miss a single hook that round. It's possible he may have, but I didn't see him miss one. I saw him landed on both supports, on the far. He insta-killed the Tracer, and he got the play of the game. James, what more could you ask for in a player?
Every time I heard the hook go out, I saw it land. When I didn't notice it, I'm pretty sure he landed it. But yeah, time and time again, every time Mr. Bleep will, he hooked him out of it. Every single time.
Oh my goodness. That is gross. But he's
and so that's why, you know, if you solo queue Reinhardt, you can easily carry your way back up to like Masters. He's just one of those characters.
Yeah. Roadhog is how I choose my way to a Grandmaster tier. He's such an effective hero at the solo queue level, but also like professional level. But you got to give credit to UCSD overall, because the way they started that match, like they almost were full held on the first point. It literally took them 4 minutes essentially to get there. And they were able to battle back all the way, tied up in overtime, 3 rounds, or 3 points to 3 points. And then they just dominated their offensive round that second time. And then they full held with the 1 minute remaining versus the Lowlives. So a little bit of like a comeback within one match. And now UCSD is up 1-0 in this best of 3 series.
Toronto asking for Oasis. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's a map with a lot of variety in terms of the compositions you see, the style of maps. I actually really like the map personally. I think it's a hilarious map and it's very fun to play. But it's definitely fun. It has some unique attributes that don't really exist in other maps on Overwatch, such as the jump pad, the cars, etc. But we are going to be on, if I'm not mistaken, this is Garden for our first round.
Yeah, and like you had mentioned before we loaded onto the map, this is one of those maps that really lends itself well to many different compositions. We can see a pharmacy here, no one actually hovering over that quite yet. Dives, or you can just run standard behind Reinhardt. It's very volatile the way teams can play this.
Right. As the game develops more, like these strategies are becoming more and more standardized. I think honestly between this map and the other maps, this is one of the maps where you're more likely to see stuff like Fire Mercy. You're more likely to see potentially triple DPS dive. D.Va's very effective on this map, but you still see occasionally, like in some Apex matches, a McCree. The Korean teams actually really love McCree, and he's still a hero with a lot of value, even though we haven't seen him too much. And on that note, Jamerson, School has been hovering this McCree, and he might actually just play with it.
Yeah, we saw in Hollywood how effective it can be. Once he got the high ground, it wasn't being contested. He was able to get really good damage off. But we're getting that 2-2-2 dive composition coming out on the side of University of Toronto on the red end. But Hook comes out once again, Syl, but this time he's not able to convert onto the kill. He actually got purple and had to immediately back on out. It's gonna be a little big hobo that gets the first kill, taking out roll 5, and now Henry with those dash resets, but it's a 2-for-2 exchange.
I think the red team right now, University of Toronto, they still will have the advantage. As soon as I say that, though, they're actually forced back up. They're still on the point that they might actually be able to take this, but Syl is still alive. All right, so they get it, but now they're outnumbered, outgunned, and that's going to be a quick retake. So how that fight started up, Syl... Oh, hold on. Still action going on.
It's Oasis, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, teams can just, you know, stagger on for so long, and the retakes can take an exorbitant amount of time.
That being said, though, James, this is actually pretty good, I would say, for UCSD. Like, they didn't get the point initially they would have liked to, and the fight opened up in favor of University of Toronto, but now they have the ultimate advantage. They have the positioning, and, oh, you know, they're almost tied in percentage with the lead. So, very favorable.
6 ultimates coming online right now on the side of UCSD. All the power in the world pushing forward, but another hook comes out. Little Big Hobo will be able to stay alive for now. Sound Barrier comes out on the side of... So on both sides, Earthshatter not quite connecting, but Schooled will land that shot onto Red Ant there with the Deadeye. Already 3 kills going over in favor of UCSD, and it's going to be a clean team fight win unless Slayer can pick up anything.
I don't really think so. Classic combo there, Earthshatter, Deadeye. It's not something we've seen for quite some time, since obviously McCree has been very common, but it's so satisfying. And a lot of ultimates were burned, but they still have Syl's whole hog to boost them and push them back because they're getting killed, but he engaged from that boosted Reinhardt.
Oh, nice charge coming out from Mr. Bleeple, and with that nano boost, he'll be able to commit 2 more kills there, and just like that, retake comes out from the side of Toronto, but 58% on the board for UCSD.
Really impressive, though, from Bleeple, landing that in onto a Genji. What a high-value target, and they actually didn't really commit any ultimates other than that nano boost, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's Value Town USA.
Oh, yeah. Population right in there in Mr. Bleeple.
But UCSD are right back onto this point now.
They have no ultimate, though. They have to straight up win this. Mr. Bleeple is knocked back by the Reinhardt. First kill from the Lucio, getting Henry, and now they're coming in. UCSD, they don't need the ultimates, Jamerson. They're just gonna kill you.
There tries to answer back, but Lair, there we go, comes in with the two-man pulse bomb. Still though, Jorston trying to keep this alive, but it's all Lair so far on the side of Toronto. Finally, we have someone else contributing. Jorston though won't be able to get Lair down, but not quite enough yet. So 64%, they've taken back the lead here on the first point.
Man, as soon as that fight was looking good for UCSD, a beautiful two-man Lair pulse bomb, and now they have the Genji combo with Ana. They have the Earth Shatter, and here comes the Genji.
He's immediately on to Jorston, tries to take him out. It's going to be Lair that gets the kill, but that allows him to get the dash reset, and so 3 kills already going on.
Now, I actually want to see...
on the side of Toronto.
Oops, sorry, cut out for a moment there. I actually want to see University of Toronto hold really close now, because there's only 10 seconds left, James. If they hold close, they can't even let them get on the point. They can just win this round. You see Malibu trying to get there.
He uses the Dragon Blade to try and get the dash reset, and he will be able to get onto the point. So he is contesting for now, and 2 kills going in favor of UCSD there.
The idea was good, but the execution a little bit sloppy. Transcendence popped Soundbear on the opposite side. Mr. Bleeple will be taken down, and it looks like UCSD might be able to stabilize. The rotation to chase Malibu, literally the entire team started chasing him, and as a result, actually, Henry was able to, or excuse me, School was able to find a frag onto Henry, and they took that. That being said, it's going to be 58%, 99 though for the University of Toronto, so they can give them no quarter, otherwise UofT will take the point again and win the map. But that was a well done effort by UCSD and a bit of a botched defense from Toronto.
UCSD, they will have the whole hog to try and buy time for the rest of these ultimates to come online, which are very close. Malibu's almost got the Dragon Blade in roll 5, nearly at that Earth Shatter. He gets charged up into the air, and that's going to allow him to swing on some fools. He gets the kill onto Mr. Bleeple, and there we go. Malibu pushing forward with that Dragon Blade, finds the second kill, tries to get the reset. Is he going to get the third? He has to demech this Diva first. But now he's on the hunt for some more. 92%, and this is coming down to the final team fight here.
That started off so even. You saw Malibu get a kill, then Lair, then Malibu, then Lair, then Malibu, then Lair. But University of Toronto has respawned, coming back. School pops that attack visor, and that's going to be a big kill on Kunana. Oh, this isn't looking good for Toronto fans.
Yeah, Earth Shatter put Renanthera on his back, and so support's going down first, not what you want to see. And so that's going to allow UCSD to cap the first point. Remember, they are leading 1-0 in maps, and now they're leading 1-0 in points.
Yeah. Control maps will be best of 5, though, if I'm not mistaken, so we're going to be seeing a couple of rounds of Oasis at the very least. But certainly backs against the wall, as they need to come back, win 3 rounds of Oasis, and then come back in the 3rd game of the series. We might not even get to that point, Jamerson, as UCSD is looking strong. However, it's been very close. I mean, that was a 99 to 99%. Taking a look at the comps here, this is one of the maps, actually, this specific point, University, where you see more often than not tank compositions with a Soldier, with a McCree. Dive is still strong as well as Far Mercy, but you sometimes see teams try to hide into that pocket on the opposite side. But it looks like both teams are going to be running
it's going to be triple DPS versus triple tank.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that there's no Ana for the triple tank on this. That's going to make it very hard to keep all their tanks healed, which could be pretty risky.
Especially when your Zenyatta goes down first, but School coming in. It's going to be a 2-for-2 exchange so far. Malibu now, dash resets coming in. The Swift Strike's putting in so much work. And yeah, the triple tank composition actually pays off for them.
Yeah, the focus from the dive DPS... Yeah, the focus from the dive DPS was not... Like, they got the Zenyatta early, but it wasn't super coordinated. And as a result, not enough damage was done. The tanks were able to out-sustain without needing major heals against the side of University of Toronto. And overall, very successful first cap. Mr. Bleeple coming back, has Discord and Harmony on him, so he takes a lot of damage, but he's healing up constantly. We'll see how they play this.
Yeah, with a triple DPS dive composition, you really do need a transition, and they are transitioning.
Absolute.
He kills to his name, and every time he gets this Dragon Blade, he puts in so much work for UCSD.
Yeah, that was insane, and they did that with only the one resource, the one ultimate. So we're going to see a little bit of a comp swap. You see Mr. Bleeple hopping off the fire back onto the Winston, and Little Big Hobo going for Zarya instead. So they're recognizing that their comp actually really isn't working, so they want to swap it up.
Alright, Renanthera starting off this team fight with a frag onto Syl, but Roll 5 is in the back line, takes out Henry. Transcendence does come out on the side of Toronto as Lair with that Roadhog, with that swap off, gets the kill onto School. Late tranquility coming out on the side of UCSD, but it's not going to be enough for that burst damage coming out from Lair as he cleans up Roll 5, and now Toronto are back onto this point. They're forcing them back, they're cleaning up the rest of UCSD. With that final frag onto Melee Boo, that's going to allow them to secure the point, but damage done by UCSD. They've gotten 74%.
And looking at that Graviton Surge from School, that's probably going to be the play that they try to make. If they win this one team fight with a good wipe, that could just be another round over to UCSD. And then
Graviton Surge comes out from UCSD, and that's going to be so much damage being dished on out. Dragon Blade, maybe not needed, but still, you got the stop points, Melee Boo.
Well, he gets the kills, but honestly, you're right. Had he had this, they might have been able to completely dominate this next point. There's still enough time for University of Toronto to come back into this, James.
Dragon Blade coming up for Henry this time, who's been largely quiet so far in this Genji, and once again, he is going to get shut down by Roll 5. Primal Rage is going to get committed by Mr. Bleeple. That allows him to get the kill on to the Lucio, but still, it's a 2-for-1 exchange. Transcendence comes on out. Now it's a 4v4 team fight onto the point. Transcendence is going to fizzle, and that's going to be the Graviton Surge onto the entirety of UCSD.
They're still alive, though. They're going to be able to out-sustain the School and Roll 5, but Roll 5 misses the Earthshack. He might not even need it, though, as Lucio is back for UCSD. Funana is going to be hammered down, and Henry, the last remaining member, Renanthera is coming through, but he's going to get solo grabbed. And Jamerson, wow, credit to UCSD. You know, I was mentioning the fact that I wasn't really confident in their composition. However, Lucio's recently received healing buffs. They played it super well, and another solid win. That was honestly the most dominant I've seen UCSD play so far.
Melee Boo was highly impactful on that Genji, and with the help of Syl, who has that huge burst damage, he was able to get a lot of the Swift Strike resets and reprioritize his targets, and he was doing a fantastic job of just soloing people out.
Just to clarify, are we calling it Syl or Sile? Sile? I don't really know. We can ask the players after this round. But I want to make sure that we're not pronouncing anything incorrectly. Alright, so looking at the jump pad map, aka City Center, but way more city.
Yeah, and both teams contesting over the jump pad right now, but it's going to be Syl coming in once again with a huge value pick, taking out Renanthera. They have to be careful playing the ledge, though, because an errant boop can just turn this team fight on over. It's going to be a 2-for-2 exchange as Jorson finds a kill onto Lair, and now it's going in favor of UCSD.
You called that boop. Banana was able to kill his counterpart. However, that early hook from Syl coming up huge, because as both teams are going to the far side of the jump pad, he decided to flank around, found Renanthera trying to heal his teammates, and just easily picks him off. So that opening to the team fight basically opened up the map and the fight. And now, all pressure over to UCSD and really University of Toronto. They have to make a massive comeback to come back in the series.
Mr. Bleeple jumps on top of Melee Boo, forces him out of position, but once again, Syl opens up with that kill onto Renanthera. And this is one of those maps, City Center here on Oasis, that it's extremely difficult to be a support. There's so many flanking routes for someone like a Roadhog or a Tracer to just get into the back line.
Yeah, there's just so many different pathways that you can be flanked on. It makes it really hard to play sports, like you said. And now still finding another frag. This guy's like, jeez, man. How good is this guy? He's ridiculous.
Yeah, this isn't the standard UCSD lineup, by the way. It looks like they're missing Janora I want to say Renegade also. He plays for UCSD, but here we go. They try to go for the engage on the side of Toronto. The pulse bomb does connect onto Sil, but he's able to just eat up through that, and now sound barriers coming out from both sides. Here's the barrage. Lair, though, immediately gets sniped out of the sky by Malibu. They haven't dealt with him, but yeah, Tactical Visor comes on out, and the mech is gone, so he is going to be able to get full damage off of it. He gets jumped on top by Mr. Bleeple, but he's in the middle of the entirety of UCSD, 75% on the board. They're so close to finishing this out.
The commitment onto Sil, and then the dive from the University of Toronto Lowlives almost seemed a little bit desperate there. You saw that barrage, but it was countered and sound barrier shielded, and then instantly Lair went down. So now only 10% remaining. They can still contest Jamerson, but they have to win this round. Otherwise, they are going to the lower bracket.
Yeah, Earthshatter came on out, but it didn't quite connect, and roll 5 cleans up 2. It looks like they might have just secured their spot in the round of 4 in the upper bracket.
The last self-destruct, but Lil Big Hobo is one Lil Diva that gets taken down. And that is gonna be it with their most dominant round yet. UCSD are moving on.
Whew. So UCSD able to take out the Kings of the North. Remember, these guys, University of Toronto, took second place at Tespa Collegiate Series.
Yeah, second best collegiate team of the last season, but now UCSD is saying, you know what? We played in the TCS first season. We had a bit of a rough time, even though we are a very highly seeded team. But now we're coming back. We're coming back for blood, and we're coming back for first place.
Yeah, I believe UCSD got knocked out during like the round of 32 during playoffs.
Right,
and
Irvine, I want to say. I don't remember. No, they knocked out Irvine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no. Irvine, I don't think Irvine have been able to beat UCSD.
Right. That's what happened.
Because that's my alma mater. So there's been like a rivalry between UCSD. Proximity, they're relatively close. But I don't think Irvine has been able to beat them, and so that kind of makes me sad. But I mean, take a look at how strong UCSD are. You know, taking out the number 2 seed in University of Toronto here, sending them to the lower bracket. So congratulations, they're moving on to the round of 4 here in the Tespa Training Grounds Arena, the final, I believe, Tespa Training Grounds Arena. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and send it to a break as we get the next matchup. Once again, thanks for sticking around. We'll be back shortly.